welcome to my studio today. I wanted to offer you a video version of my gift guide by explaining to you the different formats that my work actually comes in from my website. There's actually 5 main categories that I have right now. They are smooth fine art paper, watercolor fine art paper, metal prints, plexi prints, and canvas wraps. Behind me is an example of the watercolor print option. This is a 16 by 22 inch print of a piece called Southeastern River Dream, and it's printed on the textured watercolor paper. Obviously it's matted and framed as well, which you can also have done on the website and shipped to you as such. There are other examples that I'd like to show you of watercolor paper and the various other papers. So coming right up. Here's another example of an image printed on the watercolor paper option. This piece is called Osage 9 Square, and it's just another example of one of my recently finished and officially released pieces that are available right now. This is a piece called Ecological Grief. This would be another example of the watercolor print option. However, the matting and the framing is totally self-done. This is a used frame that I got from a thrift shop that I kind of roughed up with sandpaper and varnished to have the frame be a creative addition to the print itself and have it reflect some of the emotion in the print. And then the matte is a matte color that I had on hand. So if you're feeling like you want a creative challenge for yourself, you might opt to buy just the loose print and frame it up yourself. This is another piece that's printed on watercolor paper. This is Dear Messenger 7 Bright Dawn. It is obviously matted and framed as well. This I did not do from my website. This was done from a place here in Burlington that I go to frequently for framing. But it's just an example of an approximately 11 by 17 size print framed up really nicely. And here is an example of the loose print, exactly like the one that's in the frame. And this is on the watercolor paper. So I'm going to see if I hold it up close to you, if maybe you could kind of get a sense for what the watercolor paper is like. It is very, very matte, and it absorbs the color in a really rich, pleasing way. I know it's hard on video to really see, but you can see there is absolutely no glare on this print. It's one of my personal favorites because it just gives that fine art feel to it. It reminds me of the old days on the printing press in art school with all the various choices that we had. Reeves BFK, Arches, and so on and so forth. This print I'm holding is an example of the smooth fine art paper option. It is also really nice. It's matte. It's nice and thick. It has that fine artsy feel to it. It's just smooth rather than textured. And it, personally, I think it takes this print well, since this print is already highly patterned and kind of gives off a sense of texture all on its own. So this was a good choice for this print, in my opinion. And here's an example of that print framed up in a really nice frame with about a 1.5 inch mat all the way around. Now here's an example of the metal print option. This is a really special type of process because the dyes themselves become infused with the metal through a special coating that's on the metal. It also has a sort of a graceful, sleek look, kind of minimalistic look if that's what you're looking for. They're very durable. They can be wiped down, dusted, and so on and so forth. On the back, you have special wooden hardware for hanging. Now this one is really tiny. This is just an 8 by 8, so it doesn't really take much to hang it. If you were to get a giant one, it would have like an entire wooden frame on the back and probably have a wire across the back. As for the plexiglass product, that is a similar idea as this. It's just that the print is seen through plexiglass. There's sort of like a special kind of like lit quality to it because there's translucency because of the plexiglass. It's actually acrylic, which is very high quality plexiglass. The hardware on the back is similar as those. There are also posts in the corners, plexiglass kind of plugs in the corners, which to me look pretty cool. I envisioned my work on plexiglass actually before I even came to sell plexiglass versions of my prints. I was imagining really super large renditions of my prints, like 6 feet by 8 feet or something like that, some such thing on huge plexiglass. But anyway, that is also an option. Unfortunately, I don't have an example of the plexiglass option today, but you could sort of imagine that it's similar to this. On my website, there is an example that you could go and look at under gift guide on my website. Now, as for the canvas, I also do not have an actual example of the canvas, but I can tell you that my work printed on canvas, you have the option of having wrapping, extending the imagery that's on the image around the sides, or just having plain color on the sides. You could also have it be 1.5 inches thick, the actual depth of the canvas frame, or you could have it be three-quarters of an inch deep. So I hope that this was useful for you in understanding the different formats that I have on my website. And if you have any questions, let me know. You can email me back in response to this newsletter. Or you can always just email me at alyssa@alyssahinton.com. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you decide to purchase one of these various formats that I'm sharing with you for friends and family. Happy holidays to you. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.